is a pleasure to having you here from America, and it's a pleasure to have the president of SAGES here in our Congress, in EAS Congress. So first of all, what do you think about this Congress? What made you coming here to
So
Rome?
this is not my first time. I've been at EAS before, many times before COVID, after COVID. I have very good relationship with many EAS members, so I've always really enjoyed the meetings in general. I think there's a special energy brought by the fact that members are coming from all over Europe. So it's very special to have really, most European countries being represented. And there's a diversity in opinions and in practice that I think is really enriching for us coming from the US, where sometimes we tend not to have as much of that, different ways of thinking. So I enjoy it. And of course, the location, the meetings are always really well organized. The social activities are incredible. And it's nice to spend some quality time with our friends.
Perfect. You have some time to rest also, or just work?
I would not say that there's a lot of time to rest. It's either work or play, very little in between.
Nicely done. What I was asking now is, what are your, I just listened to your fabulous talk about what is new in colorectal, but I would ask you, what is new in minimal invasive surgery as a trend?
So I think the trends we're really seeing in North America, but in the US primarily, is a uptick in robotics. And I think as a minimally invasive society, we've been very much embracing of robotics as much as laparoscopy. But most of our curriculum and programs have been very focused on just basic laparoscopy and thinking of the global surgical community out there. We've always been very focused on just basic laparoscopy and then more advanced training and more specialized training for oncologic procedures, for example. So I think we're embracing robotics. It's an extension of laparoscopy, so it's not competing in a way, because I think the transition from laparoscopy to robotics has been pretty seamless for most laparoscopic surgeons. So but it's definitely a trend that we're very much noticing. But there's other really interesting trends as well. I think the whole evolution of enhanced recovery, we've been very attentive to, and then really staying ahead of the curve and making sure we empower our members to understand how to implement enhanced recovery pathways. So that's been a big focus. I think SAGES has continued and will continue to be a leading society when it comes to curriculum and education. So we're very focused on surgeons, especially trainees coming out of training and embarking on fellowship, making sure they can transition from their fellowship training into full independent academic practice or community-based practice, being able to function and operate independently and then be able to achieve those levels of expertise is very important for us. So we're going to continue to develop programs and curriculum and courses that are really geared to get them supported in their transition into independent practice.
In the same session about what is the future, we heard that there are some guidelines that are bringing our society and your society together. What do you think we can do together for better surgery, to evaluate the surgery in the world? What we should do together?
So I think we've been increasingly doing more collaborative, multi-society consensus work and guidelines development. And it's been very important, because I think it's important as we look at implementation of level 1 evidence, and expert recommendations has been very important to improve quality and improve outcomes. We are also very attentive to the fact that we know there are disparities in the way we treat our patients and in outcomes. We know there are issues of equity in the way we deliver care to our patients. It's been emphasized over the last few years. So the work that we're doing with guidelines has never been more important. It's really making sure that we serve all our population using the same standardized care and pathways so everyone can benefit. So the collaboration with our European partners, the EAS in particular, has been great. The products have been great. They're some of the most commonly downloaded, manuscripts on PubMed. So we know they're very popular. And, our members are expecting us to continue that work. It's been one of the priority areas for our societies is to deliver this type of really high quality content. So I'm very proud of the work we've done with the EAS. I think we are very aligned on some of the areas of interest, some of the focus. So diverticulitis has been very important, GERD consensus, management of elderly patients. So there's going to be multiple more products in the pipeline to really address all our populations, from the most common diseases to diseases in most vulnerable populations. So I think this is really exciting work.
One of the most concerns of our society, and I imagine that SAGES society too, It's about sustainability. How can we in 10, 20 years make our ORs more sustainable?
Well, I just came off a meeting. We have established, very excited about this, but we have established a relationship, a collaboration with the EAS. So it's an EAS SAGES task force on sustainability. And we call it Sustainability in Surgical Practices. And we are very focused on catching on with, the impact we're having on the environment. So I don't know what it looks like yet, but I know some people have figured it out more than others. I think our European colleagues in certain countries, like Italy for sure, and the Netherlands, are further ahead than we are in establishing principles of a green OR, being mindful of waste, energy consumption, consumables, disposable instruments, maybe reduced use of robotics when there's other better alternatives that are still minimally invasive and with good outcomes. So I think it's work in progress. We're working on educational material, empowering our members to take the lead, and take action in their own ORs. But education, again, we're circling back to the concept of educating and empowering our surgeons and giving them the information that they need to be able to do that.
Perfect. Now the worst question.
Uh-oh.
So, as EAS Communication Task Force, we are doing some tasks, and one of our tasks is to create an EAS OR playlist for our members to get. So,
That's
do
cool.
you listen music during your surgeries?
All the time.
All the time.
I can't survive without my music. Yeah.
Can you choose one or two or an artist
Yes.
or that you can tell us
So I'm going through a phase right now. I'm completely and virtually obsessed with Bad Bunny. If you know anything about Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
I love Titi Te Pregunto is one of my favorites, but the entire album will play in my OR to the point where my OR staff will tell me, just stop it. We gotta stop it. You gotta change your music.
Exactly.
But it's just that's my thing right now. So
thank you very much for your.
I hope you add it to your playlist.
Yeah, I'll do it. Bad Bunny, I won't forget.
Bad Bunny. That's right.
Okay, thank you very much again.
My pleasure.
It was my pleasure to interview you and to have you here in AHS
It's
Congress.
a pleasure.
Thank you very much.